Hello, my name is Tyler Young, and today I'm going to teach you how to make homemade french fries. Now, the first step is to make sure you have a nice cup full of potatoes, and how I already washed mine. Now, what you do, you get a nice flat board. And once you get it, you get like a gently scored knife. And what you do is that you cut from like the end to end, and like little strip rolls. Okay, as I left on, all you gotta do is just gently cut it whenever it's to the end. And when it's to the end, you just start circling around. Once you circle around, you keep on pushing. The more you keep on pushing, the more that it gets. When you make your nice flat edge. And once you make your nice flat edge, all you do is just you pull over to here. And once you pull over, you start whipping the pieces off and setting them right beside. Now, I may not have done this really good, but this is just an example of how do you make your own homemade french fries. Okay, now since you already cut your potato up, all you gotta do is now cut it in rolls. As my grandma always used to say, that you always gotta make it very thin. Make it very thin. When you make it very thin, it turns out to be like a very small french fry. Now, if you come to like a point like this, you just cut it 3 times. Make 3 little pieces. And when you're at like the big parts, you should usually cut it, or you should usually just keep it the way it is, as I did. When you get to like this, you just chop, and you're done. Now, if you get, when you like messed up right here, that's okay. You can just cut it from the side and still make a good french fry. Now, if you like took a chunk off of it and it's like didn't turn out to be so good with the skin, then you just rip the skin off and leave the 2 pieces. Now, if you want to do it very gently and fast, then you do it like this, this. That's how you make it very fast and gently. Now, since you learn how to do that, all the other pieces goes into another pile. Now, if you come to like a big one like this, then you just do it like this. Now, if your knife gets stuck, then that's okay. Then you just gotta move it around a little and keep on chopping. Then, once you're done with that, you should be able to be good. Okay, now, you see what I did when I cut it up, and then I turn it into my own little slices, like I did right here. Now, once you get done, you get like a pan like this, and a big bottle of oil. And you always need to make sure that you have an adult with you to help you pour the oil in. Now, what you have to do is once you do it, you gotta turn it on into between to right here and right here. And once that happens, you gotta wait a few minutes until it's hot enough. Then when it's hot enough, you bring the oil and you dump in like say this much inside. Now, if it usually gets stuck, then have like an adult help you unscrew it. Then help you pour it in. Then how they help you pour it in, if the parent says not enough, then you gotta add more. Just a little bit more, so it'll be good enough. And once you get done with that, you'll be able to put your french fries or sliced potatoes in the pot. Now we're back to how to make your homemade french fries. And what I have here is that you gotta wait a few minutes until it gets hot enough. And while you're waiting, you can use a little bit of salt or pepper or both to season it around. Now, what my favorite thing to do is I grab the salt first and I start shaking it around. Then if you want to, you can add a little bit of pepper to make it taste a little bit better. Now, you get like a spoon or like a long spoon, anything like this, and you start mixing it up like it's a cereal bowl. And the more you mix it up, the more it spreads around. Now, even if you add a little, you still can add a little bit more of both. add a lot to make sure that it goes everywhere onto each one.
Welcome back.
As I was adding the seasoning in, I was thinking, if you ever want to know when it's the right time to add a french fry in, you just grip one and put it in. And if it start boiling like that, or if bubbles start popping all around it or outside it, then that means it's a good time. Now, if you have like a whole bowl full of it, then just grab like something you use like this. And once you grab it, you just dip it in. And you put some french fries in there. And you just dump it in. Keep on putting handfuls in. You put like 3 or 4 handfuls in. Now this is my third handful. And third is like as much as you need. Okay, now as you can see that the french fries are boiling right now, what I'm going to use in my hands right now, or probably what you're trying to guess, is tongs. Tongs are kind of like scissors with no pointy ends. Now, as you can see, if they're boiling really good, you pick them up. And if you pick them up and they like feel really soft to the gloves, that means it must be ready. Now, the only way to tell if you're ready is that you pick one up and just feel it. Just feel it with the edge of the thing. Now, if it feels really soft, then you can crush it really easy, but you don't. As you can see now, that mine is already done because some of them are starting to get very, very soft. And if you have any of them with plastic on the bottom, you must make sure that you keep it on something very soft, like a plate, or like away from the edge of a bowl, or right here at the bottom. Now, if you ever want to touch one, you gotta get a bowl, and the bowl gotta make sure that you can dump it in over a sink. Now, what I'm gonna get out is something that is used mostly often. Now, if you follow me over here, you can look in here and get a big bowl like this. Now you can see that our fries are golden brown. Now, I already showed you that we have a strainer. Now, the most important thing ever is you always have a plate or anything like you can use to make sure that nothing comes out of it. You sit it on top. Now, if you want to be very gently and don't have them being burnt, just pick them up very gently and just hurry up and put them in. And if you can pick 3 or 4 up at a time. But you need to be very careful of what you pick up. Because if you keep on picking the wrong ones up really fast, they might slip out and they might burn. Since I already got all my fries put out into my plate, now all you gotta do is the last step. Add your favorite sauce to it. Now my favorite's A1. Now you can either do it like ordinary pour, or you can do it like a sprinkle or round. These are like the 3 ones that you can mostly add that'll make it taste kind of good with it. And as you can see that they're all crisp brown. They should look like this if they're like this kind of potato. If you want to be like a great chef like me one day, then all you gotta do is add a little bit of salt or pepper around to it. And if you want, you can add a little bit of A1 to just test it out. Now, if you want to, you can take 1 little dip and taste it. And if it tastes like kind of hot or bad, hot and like hurts a little if because of the hotness, then that means you've done a great job. Okay, now since I'm already done, I got one thing to say. All you gotta do is just have a fun time in making your fries. And you always gotta have an adult to help you cook. Have fun, kids. So good. These are good.